What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Today we're going to be talking about a specific player that used to be like the go-to corner. Now, this is from my Madden veterans. You guys know exactly who I'm talking about. Cornerback, 6'2", played with the Cardinals, went over to the Eagles, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie. Like, that dude right there is a veteran, is probably the best veteran that EA Sports has released. Now, most of you guys that are asking about certain budget players, we're going to go into his card in a second, but I just want to point out a few things, right? The way that this works is this. I would not leave Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie playing defense. He would actually, like, unless he's a safety, because of his speed that they gave him. Now, remember, he also does not have a power-up. I don't know what EA is planning on doing in regards to that. A lot of you guys have many questions about that, like, yo, what's up with the power-up situation with a lot of these cards? I have no idea what they're doing with the veterans. A lot of them don't have it, but I will point this out though, right? With the way that his speed is, he's going to be similar to like a Marshawn Lattimore. He's just going to be a bigger one. He's just going to be a bigger Marshawn Lattimore. So for those of you guys that use Marshawn Lattimore, regardless of how bad his zone coverage is, I told you guys like a couple weeks back, he's been moved to safety, and then now he's just been like removed because after I completed the MUT Master, I now use Ken Houston as my free safety instead of Marshawn Lattimore. But the name of the game is speed, and because Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie is 6'2", and fast, it's a bigger difference because that matters in the game when you jump to go for a pick or you out jump someone or any kind of interaction like that. The bigger the player, the more you're going to get those animations. All right. So that's what I really want to point out before we get into it. He's not a guy that you would use at the cornerback position and line him up, but you can put him at safety and then blitz more heavily and know that he's not getting burnt deep. What happened was, like, and a lot of you guys were asking about, whenever you guys look at my defense, yo, Eddie Jackson, what are you doing with Eddie Jackson? Eddie Jackson is slow as Gary the Snail and SpongeBob. You have to upgrade him and waste training, and then after you do all of that, he's still garbage. Like, I'm not dealing with that, all right? He's just out of it because with the speed thresholds and the way that the game works, you need the fastest players out there. So what's going to happen right now is many of you guys are going to be asking, all right, Gmia, his price is a little bit high right now because he's just been released. What's the game plan? The game plan is this. If you want to gamble for a veteran inside of the store, they are much cheaper to gamble with than these other heavyweight packs that I gambled with the other day and went bankrupt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lost everything and then came back now with the weekend league packs, and now I'm looking pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, with the way that it is, you have to be very, very careful with the way that you do this. I believe right now, with that 930 training, if you were to pull Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, you would probably be okay because people are spending $92,000 for him right now because they understand the player. Not because of the overall being an 86. They understand what the player is. And that's what we got to get used to doing, guys. We really have to get used to doing that. And I know it's hard because we just came off of Madden 19 where every single player was doing the same thing. But this game really has changed with a lot of the things that go on with it. And you can visibly see that you have to have certain type of criteria in order to be successful. Now, you guys are like, yo, bro, pay to play, all that stuff. You don't have to pay. You know what I'm saying? You definitely 100% don't have to pay, but you do have to grind the solos out. You do have to do theme builders. You do have to do a lot of other things to be able to get these cards to be able to compete. Because now that Michael Vick is released, you need as much speed as possible. Like, even put it like this, right? Let's take a look at his card, right? We're going to go ahead and compare it to some of the players that I already have right now. When you look at this, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you get a psychopath that comes out that wants to run around with Vic and use escape artist, the smartest thing to do is probably run $1, a dime, what is it, 146, and not $1.146, it's dime 146, and dime 236. Those defenses where you can have the additional secondary players and you could put them in the spies. That's pretty much, if you have to do it, what you would need to do. Because the speed of Michael Vick in this game is going to make you break your console or possibly break your controller. So a guy like this, for me, if I'm playing a guy that comes out, he's running bunch every play, he's doing weird stuff. For me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spy a corner or a safety that has decent speed. And then when Vic starts running around like an idiot, we're going to send him. That's what he would be good for, or as a user. Because what happens is, like, if I say I run nickel, right? You know why I would like this card? If I was running nickel, I would replace whoever, like the Anthony Brown that I had for the Cowboys, whatever. I would replace him with Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie. And you might say, why would I do that? Because look, either Marshawn Lattimore or maybe Denzel Ward sometimes, you can see that Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie is jumping, like he's going to jump out the stadium. And that's something that's always been good with him. There was a point, what was it? What franchise was I in? Maybe at Madden 12, 13, when he was like a 99 jump. I don't know if you guys remember that. He used to be a really, really, really good card. Even right now, you know what I'm saying, whatever, he's trash can status, but Anthony Brown usually picks everything off, and you can look at his numbers and see that he's not, you know, when you look at it, it's a gold card. He's not really doing much. But if you look at the catching, see, that's what's different for me. Now, will you still get a bad timing drop user pick? It's Madden. You're going to drop, bro, like in the key part of the game, you're probably going to drop a pick. And then after that happens, the guy's going to dot you uncontrollably. That's been going on in Madden, even when Madden was like top of the level, you know, top of the line Madden. You know what I'm saying? We're not as much fluke that goes on now. The biggest issue that I want to talk to you guys about is if you would be willing to get rid of another card and put Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie in. For me, I'm too far invested in Marshawn Lattimore to get rid of, him right now. So I can't do that because it doesn't make any sense. But you can see the reason that I use him as my nickel linebacker as a user is because his catching is better, obviously, than Anthony Brown's, and it's also better than Denzel Ward's. But he will still, from time and time again, he'll drop a pick. There is no way to stop it. Even if you time it right, sometimes you're just going to drop it. And it is what it is. But this card will change your team defensively because you have other options now. Look, let's go to the point that before I got my Mutt Master completed, I was using Marshawn Lattimore as my free safety. Okay? With him at safety, I had a lot of success. A tremendous amount. And you might say, what are you talking about, bro? The dude's numbers are crazy. Like, look at his zone coverage, bro. The dude's garbage. You are absolutely 100% right if you are thinking those things. But the issue is when people see you're blitzing everybody and they think that their player is faster than yours, they will streak them in the seams. They'll do a lot of weird things like that, and they'll try to beat you deep. This guy is not going to let that happen. Either of these guys won't. I'm going to tell you, like Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, you can see that his acceleration is a little bit lower and his speed is lower, but he's taller. So he's going to still, just based on his length solely, he's going to be able to make a lot of plays on the ball that other players would not be able to make. And because of that 2-inch difference, you might look at it like, yo, that don't really mean nothing. It does. Because he's going to visibly look longer and bigger than Marshawn Lattimore. So when they throw the ball up, he'll be able to make those plays. Another key thing that I want to point out, the play rec. The play recognition being in the 70s for Marshawn Lattimore at a free safety position, like I said, because I need that speed, that's kind of bad. When you compare Dominique, you can see that he's obviously next tier. He's obviously next level tier, so that's good. Not only that, he's going to be able to recognize certain plays a lot faster and be able to make plays on certain things. Now, I've already tested the whole RPO situation. I don't care what the rating is of the players that you have. If they choose the right RPO, the corners will get blocked by the outside receiver, and they will be able to do stuff unless you're in man coverage or you mix it up with like man zone. You have like a zone blitz scheme like I do, because you can't really isolate it based on the actual play. Even if he's aware of it, he still can't block it. He's not getting off the block. And yes, I've tried safeties as well with higher block shed. Putting Ken Houston down there, it doesn't matter. They are still going to be able to get RPOs off unless you're in the right coverage. So overall, this card right here, it's many different ways to utilize them. It's a lot of different ways to do it. I'm telling you right now, you can make a huge difference. I just would not spend 80-something K for the 86 right now. You see like how his price is going down and people are understanding? Many people just want to see how he's playing because I've been utilizing one of the cards for the whole video, and you can see that nobody bought him at 88. He gets down to like the 70s. Maybe you take a gander, but then there's so many other players that are better than him that you could get for those prices. I'm just going based off the namesake. All right, and because he's a veteran, you can mix and match the team and all that stuff, so you could actually add to your team chemistries and make him a lot more souped up. But I would not use him as a starter at any position. I can't be more clear than that. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, that dude is going to get dotted, and he's going to like it. But at safety, all bets are off. Because even if you match him up in man-to-man coverage and, you just whatever, he has the speed to be able to stay with them. Like a Jalen Ramsey. Many of you guys, in past Maddens, you'll be able to say, you know what? That guy's faster. I'm going to get rid of this card and I'm going to use the other card. Not in this Madden. You'll noticeably see that Jalen Ramsey, after a certain period, will get burnt. He probably will play better man coverage. He'll be more aggressive on the receiver and be around the vicinity. But the more time you give the quarterback, the higher risk this guy's getting burnt. A guy with an 87 speed, Willie Brown with 88, you have a better opportunity of staying with them after they do a move, after they cut, and different things like that happen. So, I would, if you guys are, doing theme teams and stuff like that, you guys can definitely check it out, see what's going on with it. I highly recommend, if you are going to make an upgrade at like the third cornerback position, he would be a good temporary fix to just put in that free safety or use as your nickel corner. Because that's the way that I play Marshawn Lattimore until I got Pat Tillman. And then now, obviously, like I told you before, Ken Houston takes that spot because he's just much better and he's just ready to rock and roll every single snap. All right, guys, so I want to thank everybody for watching. Let me know if you tried him out already, if you're planning on using training in the store to kind of go after it. I think he's a decent card and a nice budget player for your squad. As always, you can go ahead and, follow the channel. You can go ahead and click that notification bell to know when I drop a video. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook, and let me know how it's going with your team. Give me all those deets. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.